Hey, happy Monday, everyone. Hope you are doing well. It's a beautiful day. I'm coming to you from my newly in process still office that I'm building here in my house. And as you can see behind me, I've got my bookcase with all my books and some mugs and some other things that I've collected through the years and traveling and what have you. Anyways, this is In the Raw, unscripted, unpracticed, unedited conversation. And we are in the middle of digesting Psalm 23, one of my favorite Psalms, very popular, very well-known Psalm. And today we are talking about verse 3. So let's dive in. Verse 3 says, He restores my soul. He leads me in paths of righteousness for His name's sake. There's a lot here. As you know, we've been talking about the first two verses, and it starts by saying that the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. I don't need anything because He's my shepherd. And then the second verse, of course, said He leads me to green pastures so that I can rest and still waters. And now it's talking about restoration. He restores my soul. And in the care of the shepherd, as described in this verse, one of the roles of a shepherd is to restore the sheep. You know, as he is leading the sheep to find pasture. And by the way, the word pastor comes from the word pasture, where he's leading sheep to feed them, and so as he goes through the wilderness or to find food for the sheep get tired, the sheep get weary, the sheep get hurt, the sheep are in need of restoration. So He restores my soul. And so David here is talking about, the restoration of our soul. And we hear so many times, or very popular in these days, we hear about mental health issues. And mental health issues are nothing other than problems of our soul, problems with our soul. Our soul is that part of our being that holds all of the emotions, all of the our mental being is part of our soul, and so He restores my soul. And so when we walk through life and we become tired, we become weary, and so God restores our soul when that happens. When we're full of anxiety, we're full of depression because of what life has done to us. And so He restores our soul. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out what happened to the music here. Anyway, he goes on to say, He leads me in the paths of righteousness for His name's sake. And so as our soul is being restored, He also leads us. He shows us a better way. Jesus said, I am the way, I am the truth, I am the life, right? And so He restores us and He leads us in a better way. Paul also writes, I believe in 1 Corinthians, and he says, I will show you a better way. Speaking of God's love, speaking of His word. So He leads us through this better way, a way that will provide comfort for our mind, but also a way that will provide life for us. And sometimes, when He leads us in the paths of righteousness, as it says here, sometimes it's going to hurt. Sometimes it's not going to be easy to walk through those paths. But they are the paths of righteousness. And He's going to lead us through that. Yeah, when things don't go right, when things happen in our lives, He's still going to lead us through that. He's going to show us how to handle that, how to figure that out. And then it says, for his name's sake. What is in the name? What is in his name? We've read that the name of Jesus is power, gives us power, right? And so when we do things in his name, we can rest assured that we will have good results. And so, anyways, that is chapter 3. I mean, verse 3, sorry, in Psalms 23. Verse 3, Psalms 23. We will continue talking about Psalms 23 the next time, all right? So, see you soon.